Sorry, Tesley. Jesus
Yo,
Christ, messed up your name, bro. My bad.
it's good.
Thanjhae in the building, bro. You fighting on that Danny Garcia card in June 7th. My man getting working, so we know you're gonna be right.
Oh yeah, no, always got working right now. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Yeah. How's it going out there in PA though? How's the camp going so far?
Nah, everything's going great. Camp's going great. Sparring's going great. A lot of good stuff. You feel me? Ain't nothing really to complain about. Got food in my stomach, roof over my head. I wake up every morning. That's all that matters. Gotta get through it, one way or another.
Yeah, man. So how'd you get into boxing, bro? Cause like this is a crazy sport, bro. It ain't like every other sport.
Shoot, I just started not too long ago, honestly, like 5, 6 years ago, just about now. Um, but the way I got into it was I used to run track and play football, and then I got two different counts of stomach of food poisoning, and the second one gave me a stomach virus where like messed up my whole acidic system, however you want to explain it,
Mm,
inside of my stomach, so I couldn't break down foods correctly. So all the time I was always I used to run track, play football. I was a lot bigger, but then when that happened, I was mad weight, so I was mad skinny, and I was always just angry. So one day I was like, all right, we're gonna go to the gym. Never been to a boxing gym before, and plus, since I was a little kid, people always been telling me I should get into it, I should do it. My one boy, he's running right next to me right now. My stablemate Johnson, he been telling me since he started, and that was back in like sixth grade, fifth grade, and I don't know, it wasn't until the end of college I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it, and I always loved it anyway. So feel me, fell in love with it.
wow, man. That's a great, man. So you start late. Most guys start, you know what I'm saying, young. So you start late and got into this. That's tough, man. That you're doing it this well. Like 12-0. You fought on the Box Fest card. That's where I saw you fight at. And
Oh wait,
now
oh
you
snap.
yeah, man, yeah, because I know they used to do shows up here in Canada as well, the whole Red Owl. So
Yeah,
I
there's some good
follow
people.
them. Yeah, man, they good people, man. So shout out to you for getting on that platform.
Thank you, I
So
appreciate
you're
that.
doing a 6 rounder here, I noticed though. So like, is this strategic, or you just couldn't get a 8 rounder again or a 10 rounder?
We've been trying. So our team has a plan for everything, and God has a plan for everything. So I'm just going with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. So
Right, right,
everything's gonna
right,
work out
right.
out the way. Um, I would prefer an 8 rounder, but like I said, we're working things step by step, and we're doing things strategically. So everything happens for a reason. That's the most I can say.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I mean that's the most you could do as a fighter, just knock down whoever's in front of you. So shout out to you for
Get to do
keeping
my
that
job.
mentality.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm always
So
staying
yeah,
ready though.
man.
I ain't going front. I'm always staying ready for 10 rounds, 12 rounds. You never know when it's gonna happen. That's why it's all on God's
Right,
timing. So I'm just staying
right.
prepared, and our team is staying prepared. So step by step.
Yeah, you never know when that call might come through. So you're right, man. You gotta be ready.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, 147's heating up, man. There's a lot of guys coming into the division. You know, it looked like it was kind of a not I wouldn't say a dead division, but it was top heavy. Um, any of those guys coming in, man, who'd you want to fight at the top of the division if you get the opportunity?
Whoever. It really don't matter. I said I just take everything step by step. Our team taking it step by step. It's all on God's timing. So whatever opportunity comes, we gonna grasp it right away. So anybody that's open to fight, I'm willing to fight. I love
Word,
boxing.
that's
I love the
dope.
sport. That's why I just want to, as you've seen on the Red Owl card, I really just want to fight the best of the best, but at the same time, gain the experience and be smart. I don't want to be greedy. That's why we have our coaches and we have a team set up together too, because our coaches and our team protect us from ourselves. And
Right,
I just
right.
started not so long ago, not that much amateur experience. So whenever we all feel comfortable with, I'm cool with. So it don't matter. I ain't gonna lie though. This welterweight division about to be mad fun.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
lot. Yeah,
jumping,
you're
bro.
right. There's a lot of people that's coming in too. There's a whole bunch of
Yo,
people that, and it caught me off guard how many people are actually jumping up from certain divisions as well too. But it's gonna be even more fun for us. That's all it is.
yeah, nah, man, more opportunity. You know, anytime it gets hot, more opportunity. Do you do camps outside of your state, or you just stay within Pennsylvania?
Now, we went down to Florida before, and but we haven't gone down there for a little bit. So I'm always
Hmm.
open to go out of state whenever the opportunity presents itself, whenever the opportunity is there. Even
Right.
if somebody else was to contact our team, if I was to go out there to another state and help them with their camp as well, that would be great. But even like my boy Elijah Pierce, he was just over
Okay,
in Japan. He was helping somebody over with the camp over there, and
that's
I
dope.
heard about that. My bro Jonathan, he's fighting on the card as well too. He went to Vegas a couple times. He helped out people in camp before out there. So whatever happens, I would love to. It would be dope. It would be really dope.
Yeah, man. But I feel like the sparring in Pennsylvania is pretty good, where you
Yeah,
may not need that travel, but it's always good
nah.
to hear if guys, did that workout somewhere else. I think
Yeah,
it's
we have a lot of hidden gems, a lot out
yeah,
here.
yeah, man. Yeah, I guess that leads to my next question. Who's your favorite fighter from your state? Like anybody.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna say Jerron Ennis.
Okay,
Yeah,
Boots.
yeah,
Okay.
Bush. Nah, his style, the way he puts everything together, the way he flows inside the ring as well too, is smooth. So I definitely
Yeah.
say Jerron Ennis.
Shoot, man. That's a dude in your division too, man. You might have to see him one day.
Hey, if it ever happens, it happens. But by the time I get to that level, he's probably either gonna have unified the division and moved up, but who knows? All respect to them though too, and all respect to Bozzy and them because we're cool with them. So like they're cool people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How about
Nah,
you?
I've heard a
Who?
lot of good things about Bozy, man. I know a few guys who've been in that gym. Actually, Joseph Brown. You may know about him.
I heard
Um,
about him.
yeah, yeah. So how have you trained over there with Jerron Ennis before?
I never got to spar. I never
Mm,
sparred him, but I did spar a couple people out of the gym before. And then we had trained over there. Like my bro Jonathan sparred a lot of people from over there as well too. And nah, it's all a whole bunch of respect over there. Like they're really cool people. Great work, cool peoples. The work is different as well too. And instead of us sparring 3 minute rounds, we spar 4 minute rounds. It's even more fun because you have
hmm.
to sit there and control yourself, control your pace, dictate the pace and everything like that too. And yeah, so I never had the opportunity to spar him yet, but hopefully one day in the future, when it comes down to it, we'll be able to share the ring.
Right, right, man. So I also saw you join the Team Combat League. How was that? Like, I've watched a few of it, but I've always wondered how it is to be in
It's different. I ain't gonna lie.
it.
All respect to the Team Combat League and all respect to them. It wasn't for me personally. It wasn't for me
Right.
personally because it was only one round. I like to fight multiple rounds, and then
Hmm.
it just felt different. But overall, it's a cool organization. Like it's pretty dope overall as an organization. Yet again, all respect to them. I'm not, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like personally for myself, participating wise, I only participated in one fight, and that's really it. My other stablemate, her name's Brittany Sims. She's got to be, well, she is top in her weight division right now. She got to be fighting for a world title sometime soon.
Hmm.
She was a dog and then went undefeated in the whole Team Combat League last season for Philly Smoke. So
Jeez.
she was moving in it too. So overall, I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna shout out Philly Smoke because they got a lot of cool people on there too on their team. I got a
Yeah.
couple people that I mess with on that team and everything. So yeah, good squad.
Nah, that's good, man. I mean, yeah, it is different, like you said. It's a whole different format, mentality. So yeah, that's why I
Mhm.
never really got into it too much. But yeah, I get it, man. Why you could say it's not for you.
Yeah, it's entertaining though. Like to watch, it's entertaining. It's definitely entertaining, and
Yeah. Oh
it's good.
yeah.
It's a
One
good
round.
experience with some people.
For sure, man. For sure. Also like your stablemates. You say you got a lot of stablemates that's hot, man. So which gym do you train at?
Well, I train out of Indios Boxing Gym over here in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Nice, nice, man. And you've been there from the start.
Nah, that's the thing. So when I first started boxing, I was still on the West Coast. So when I graduated high school, I moved straight to the West Coast. I moved over to Cali. Then when I started
Hmm.
boxing, I started in Utah, out of Foley's Boxing Gym in Oakland, Utah. I started with my coach, Dave Foley. That was like my first coach, my original coach. And everything was going good out there and stuff. But also, this is my home out here, and I was homesick and stuff. And not only that, I also knew that I would get a lot better experience out here. And he also understood that as well too. I'll get better experience, and I'll progress a lot more being out here inside of Pennsylvania with around different caliber of fighters and different caliber of people as well too. And he completely understood that. Him and I still talk. Still my coach. Nothing like it was never still no type of snake stuff or nothing. And yet again, if that was my home, I would have stayed out there. But this is my home out here. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I've been out here when I first moved back was 2021, and I've been with them ever since. And even when I was out there, sometimes I would be getting advice from my boy Jonathan and everything. Because when I first started boxing, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna finally start." He's like, "Finally?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna start."
That's dope, man. That's dope. What would you say is the biggest difference between like boxing and the other sports you were in?
It's I ain't gonna front. It's the most dedicated I've been to a sport. I mean, I was dedicated and I still worked hard no matter what I did in life. But this is literally a lifestyle that people really don't understand. This is not something you could just play around and mess with. You could play football. You could mess around. You could run in track and have fun in track meets. Yeah, there's a lot of serious injuries in track, and if you're taking it serious, it's hard work. Don't get me wrong, but I say boxing overall has been the hardest work, and it's probably about equal to how wrestlers are wrestling too, because with the weight cuts and training and stuff. But I feel like boxing is really the hardest sport. Even when I played soccer or football, when I played soccer, it wasn't really we ran all the time, but it was you didn't have to have as much condition as you have to have inside of boxing, because you really got to have that mental
Right,
and physical conditioning. People don't understand. You'll get mentally tired before you get physically tired if you're not on your
right.
10 toes and you're not correct. You got to stay calm, stay relaxed. You really have to control almost every part of your body while you're in that ring, especially and then not only that, control damn near all your emotions, etc. while you're in that ring as well too. That's why even Mike Tyson used to say it was a thinking man sport. It's not really a
Hmm.
tough man sport, because if you're tough, you're not gonna last as long as the person who thinks. The person who's very strategic, sets up shots, defensive, etc. So a lot of
Nah.
it's a big mixture. It's a very different, and I love it. I ain't gonna front. I love it. It's been pushing me boundaries, keeping me disciplined, etc.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I agree, man. I think it's the toughest sport. Maybe I'm biased, but nah, man. I think yeah, like you said, that mental factor. A lot of people do not understand the level of it till they get in the ring.
And that's just combat sports in general. That's combat
Hmm.
sports in general. Because I also got
Yeah.
to show my respect also to my mixed martial artists out there too, because they go through a lot as well.
Right. Right. They could be on the ground and stuff, grappling. That's crazy, man. That's wild, man. So yeah, how you feel about the whole politics in boxing? I mean, there's politics in every sport, but in boxing it feels weird sometimes.
Nah, yeah, I be peeping it, but I stay in my own lane. I stay out the way. I just focus on what I can control. And I don't try to let whatever I can't control me. So I stay out the way. I just focus on myself, focus on the team, and focus on what we can control, what we can do better with ourselves. Because the politics, yeah, you can control certain things, but realistically, you really can't control that much. There's already people who got certain areas in there. So the best thing I could do on my end, work hard to the point where there's no reason for me to ever feel a defeat. There ain't no reason for me to ever take a L. Not, and I don't mean like a loss, because it's never a loss unless you quit. It's always a lesson. So unless God forbid, that day was to ever come, I'm gonna just learn from it, bounce right back. So overall, my fault, bro. I'm walking on the treadmill, so I'm rambling
Nah,
and
it's all
talking
good,
and
bro.
stuff.
It's all
But
good.
I'm also trying to give you content at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
But but overall, with the politics, I just try to stay out the way and mind my business with it. It's like social media. Before I started boxing, I deleted my old social media, my old Instagram, my old Snap and stuff. The only reason
Hmm.
why I made new ones is that I know that as a boxer, I have to promote myself and
Right.
promote different things, especially in today's day and age of boxing as well, with all the social media going around with it,
Yeah.
especially if I want
Yeah.
sponsors, endorsements, etc.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest at this point. Is there any
Yeah, and I never liked
sanctioning
that.
bodies? Yeah, bro. Is there any like one sanctioning body you're working on right now?
You define that?
Like any like belt you think you want to go up the ranks, like the BA or the BC or the IBF?
Um, Honestly, nah. Well, I'm just like I said, I'm just taking a step at a time. Um, Trust and believe, I'm definitely interested in that. That's
Yeah.
a stepping stone. That's a milestone I'm working on getting to. But for right now, that's something I'm gonna focus more on after the fights. Like after the fights and everything like that, I see where my rankings at, and I check the rankings and see how I am inside of certain station and bodies, and whichever
Hmm.
comes first. Whichever, like I said, we all on God's timing, man. So that's one thing I keep repeating, because that's something I really had to learn, that I used to just not rush things, but I used to stress about a lot of things too much, especially with starting late in boxing. I'm always like, nah, I gotta do this. I gotta work hard. I gotta do this.
Right.
But also, I had to realize that I had to learn the hard way that it's about working smarter and not just harder. So I've been working a lot better with whenever my coach tells me, yo, relax, rest. You don't have to work. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do as many rounds. Relax. Before I used to be like, all right, and just go right back to it. But that was my ego. So I'm like, oh no, I gotta get harder. I gotta work harder. I gotta work harder. I gotta work harder. I gotta work harder. But then I started realizing why he was doing that to really save me from myself with overworking, overtraining, feeling fatigue, feeling any of that type of stuff, injuries, unnecessary injuries and stuff. So whenever it happens, it's gonna happen. But trust and believe. When it does happen, I'm gonna make the best. I'm gonna make the most of it. Not even I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm gonna make sure I secure that spot. I'm gonna keep that
For
spot.
real. Yeah, man, I feel you. I
know,
feel you. How many fights you trying to have this year before the year's up?
so far I have one. This one that's coming up is my second. At least 4 to 5 fights total for this year.
Nice,
Yeah,
exactly.
at least 4 to 5.
Damn, bro, that should push you into the contender spot, at least in my books.
I think because last year was my least active year. It was my most inactive year, but it wasn't really. It was just things that we couldn't control. Certain fighters just weren't accepting the fight. They're pulling out the fights. Fights didn't fall through. Stuff with team management, politics. Like, it was a mixture of stuff that didn't fall through. But my
Right.
first 2 years, not even my first 2 years, actually, yeah, because this is now my third year. Yeah, because I turned pro March 11th, 2022, 2025. Yeah, so yeah, my first year basically, I was extremely active for 4 or 5 fights. Same thing with the following up into the next year, and then last year was mostly inactive.
Yeah. Nah, man, I hope you get all them fights, man, because, I mean, I always preach to the fighters, man, stay ready, stay in the gym,
Yeah,
sharpen them tools, and you're going to be good.
that's what I was saying earlier. It's a lifestyle. It's not something you can really cheat. Like, you can't just go ahead and be like, all right, I'm gonna take a whole 2 or 3 months off. And then only people I feel like could really do that if they wanted to, which they really don't. People like Canelo, Crawford, people
Right.
at those top tier levels where they had their career already, but they're still doing it for the love of the sport. Speaking of which, Manny Pacquiao, he's coming back. He's about to fight Barrios.
Yeah.
So he
It's
didn't have to
crazy.
come back. He could have just stayed inside of politics. He could have stayed relaxing and retired from boxing. But it's the love of the sport, and if you really love it, you're really hungry for it. You're not doing it just for the money. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody has their own reasons, but I'm saying if you're not doing it just for something like that, then you got to stay in the ring all the time because you won't be expected to fight.
Word.
When you should always stay ready, like you just said.
Yeah, man, you got to stay ready. Your last question, man, who's going to win September, Canelo or Crawford?
Crawford.
Hey.
Everybody been asking me this since last year. I got Crawford. So no disrespect Canelo, all respect to Canelo, of course. No disrespect to him at all. Like I said, great boxer. But I keep hearing the same stuff. Everybody's like, oh, Canelo got the weight advantage over Crawford. Canelo got this. Canelo got that. He got more experience. People don't understand. Crawford, even recently, he's been openly posting pictures of him on a scale being like 180, 190. Crawford was, I don't know the man personally. I'm a big fan of his, but he always seemed like he was a little bit on the heavier side, but not like he was heavy and like fat, just straight muscle. I
Yeah.
seen a video of this man. What was it? Not hang clean. Uh, clean press. Nah. What was it? What's the one workout? I'm having a brain fart right now. What's the workout when you go down, you grab the bar, and you just
Oh, like
you
deadlift? Something like that?
yeah, deadlift. My fault. Like I said, I'm having a brain fart. I'm in Planet Fitness, walking on the treadmill. You know how
Yeah,
Planet
yeah,
Fitness
you
be.
good.
There's
Yeah,
mad
yeah.
stuff going on.
You working.
I looked up. There's mad stuff going on around me right now. But yeah, I seen a video of him. He lifted up like 3 plates. He lifted that John up like it was nothing in jeans, just mad quick, and then he went for 4, just
Jeez.
like it was nothing. And then he also a lot of people talking about explosiveness and everything like that. Let me just say Crawford. I'm gonna just keep rambling on and on about it. My fault, bro.
Yeah, we got Bud. Yeah, man. I think Bud's
No,
gonna pull it off too.
and the most
It's,
important thing though, I realize as well, styles make fights, and I feel like Bud Crawford's style, he's also ambidextrous where he can stay orthodox, he can stay southpaw, and a lot of people have the opinion that he's better at southpaw. A lot of people have the opinion that he does better when he switches both ways. So pause. So it really just depends on how he fights that night. Same with Canelo. There's different versions of Canelo that we've seen. The Canelo when he fought Bivol, he seemed like he was a little bit more stiff and just coming
right.
coming forward and taking a lot more punches. The Canelo we just seen in his last fight, he was doing a good job cutting off the ring and everything like that. And his opponent, I don't even like calling it running. His opponent was outboxing him the whole time and being very defensive and trying to
Yeah.
stay the heck away from him. But the way Crawford is with his constant pressure, and not only just his constant pressure, because they both have constant pressure. It's gonna be like, honestly, it's gonna be like a pit bull and a bulldog going at each other. In my personal opinion, how this fight's gonna go. But they both have great IQ, so I can't even say one person has better IQ than the other person because they both have amazing IQ. They both have a lot of experience. So overall, it's gonna come down to who's the better man that night. But I still 100% believe that Crawford's gonna pull this off.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Thanjhae, man, you want to let the people know where they can find you?
Hey, my name is Thanjhae Teasley. You can find me on Instagram at Taj_Teasley, THAJ_TEASLEY. And I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What made you start interviewing?
Bro, honestly, my dad who's like a legend here in Canada for boxing. He was an '84 Olympian. He
Oh,
used
words.
to train at Kronk's with Emmanuel Stewart. So I've always been in the gym, bro. My dad's had a gym since I was 2 years old, so I've lived in boxing my whole life. So
Yeah, so
I'm not a boxer
definitely.
though. My little brother is a pro though. My little brother's a pro up here. He's 12
Hey,
and 0 like
congrats to
you.
him. That's
Yeah,
fire.
man. He's doing his thing. So I mean, I love the sport, bro, and I want to like shed light on everybody in the sport because I think a lot of some guys like that are in your position sometimes, get flown under the radar. So I just feel
I
like, yo, I'm
appreciate
out
that.
here trying to just do my just do for the sport, man.
Now, you're not trying, you're doing it. There's a difference. If you were trying it, you would be putting in effort, but not really caring. You put in that effort. So
Word.
I'll respect you, and I appreciate that a lot. For real.
Absolutely, bro. I'll have to get you back after the win, man. Talk about that
I
dub.
bet.
All
Oh,
right,
and
bro.
since you're
Stay
talking
up,
about
man.
Canada, I want to shout out
Yes,
my boy
sir.
Helman. Helman, he fights out of Canada.
Okay.
Yo,
I know him.
what's
He
up?
just signed a
Oh,
United
I even gotta say his last
promotion.
name. Never mind. Oh yeah, so I even gotta say his last name. Yeah, that's my boy. That's my guy right there. I wanted to shout him out to. He's the one that put me
Yeah,
on
man.
to Millions app in the first place, and then that's where I was able to get connections with Millions. Besides with Dean Garcia and Swift Promotions. Shout out to them. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to everybody. So thank you so much for this
Yeah,
opportunity for
man.
this interview.
Watch on June 7th, man, as my man gonna get his big win. We're gonna talk about it
Yes,
after.
sir.
All right, brother. That workout is.
God bless. Stay safe. Stay dangerous. God bless.
Yes, sir.
One.